It's about the same as last year, though. Actually, we were a little ahead with public hearings this year, so. It's about the same. We must have been slow last year, too.
I will call the meeting of the Waushara County Planning and Zoning Committee to order. The meeting will begin with a public hearing. Anyone other than the applicant or the representative wishing to speak must register and submit the registration slip to myself or to the secretary. Following the hearing, we will conduct a meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave. The applicant and the town board will be contacted about tonight's decisions. Any other person wishing to receive a copy of any decision can sign a sheet at the front of the room. Those of you wishing immediate knowledge of the outcome of these proceedings may call the county zoning office tomorrow morning. The procedure we will follow for each application is, after the application is read, the applicant, their agent or representative will have a maximum of 10 minutes to present their application, followed by any questions of the committee, or questions or comments from the committee. Then all correspondence will be read. Then others in favor will have a maximum of 5 minutes to speak. Anyone objecting will then have a maximum of 5 minutes to speak. I will then ask for staff comments. And finally, the applicant will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes for rebuttal if they wish. Anyone wishing to speak should use the microphone, state their name, and direct their comments to the committee. If you are testifying as a nearby landowner, please tell us where your property is located. Tonight's hearing will be videotaped, and the tapes will become part of the record. Comments that are based on rumors, hearsay, or secondhand information, as well as racial or other prejudicial remarks, will be ruled out of order. The committee has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this committee has 10 days from filing of tonight's decision to make an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustments. Information and applications are available from the zoning office. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 10-day period. I will now introduce the committee. To my left is Bob Wadle, Mike Likeness, Larry Crawford. I'm Joe Piaski, the Vice Chair of the committee, and to my right is Terry Puckstadt, Zoning Administrator. Okay. The first one on our thing is a conditional use for Richard and Peggy Tenplen. Wautoma have made an application for conditional use in accordance with Section 58-454 of the Waushara County Zoning Code to establish a horse boarding facility in the AG5 General Agricultural 5-acre minimum zone. The location is approximately 12.0 acres of land, being part of the northwest one quarter of the southwest one quarter, also known as Parcel B, Section 26, Town 19, Range 9, East, Town of Deerfield, N3062 11th Drive. Is the applicant here? Come up.
My name is Peggy Templin, and we are asked.
Can you tell us a little bit about your?
Sure. We have 12 acres of land. We have been boarding horses. Didn't realize that we needed a permit at the time. We have 7 llamas. We have 3 different pastures that we rotate the horses in on a 7-acre plot of land. And we have the house and the adjoining acreage from the house on the 5 acres that we usually have the llamas. It's all fenced in. It's 3-line fencing with wooden posts plus an electric wire going around where the horses are. We feed hay from the end of probably next week through spring, and we would like to ideally board 6 horses on that 7 acres, but the 3 horses that are presently on there are one-owner horses, and we have never had any experience with them getting out. We had talked to the neighbors. The neighbors come up and they bring their kids, their grandkids and their kids up to see the horses and the llamas, and we haven't had any complaints.
We have questions for the committee? Questions?
Yes. Will there be any employees outside the immediate family? According to your application, you will be boarding up to 6 horses with no training or riding lessons, correct? Do you have anticipate ever having any more than 6 horses
No.
boarded? It appears the nature of the business will generate little additional traffic. Do you agree? You indicated you carry extra insurance for this.
We have insurance.
How often do the owners visit?
Sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, and it's just one woman.
Do they ride the horses on your property?
Right.
Do you plan on any other shows or group events?
No.
Are you planning on advertising signs?
Yes. We're putting like in the billboard and in the Argus, and we post 3x5 cards just to bring in the next 3 horses, but no more than that.
How big would it be, the sign?
3x5 card in the store.
You're not planning on a sign out by the road?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Excuse me, I misunderstood. No.
Okay.
But we do have the necessary signage on our buildings to let people know that there are horses on our property.
Do you plan on other buildings and shelters besides
No.
what you have now?
No.
With only one shelter, do you move the horses around depending on the weather?
Yes, they have, they always have access to the buildings because we always leave the corral closest to the house open for them, and then each pen or each pasture, it connects with it, and we close with fences. But in the winter time, they usually stay in the backwoods down the bluff with access to come up to the house and to the shelter.
Do they have access to the pole building?
Yes. Oh, the pole building?
Yeah.
No, the pole building is not used for them at all.
Where's the hay and the other feed stored?
The hay is outside along the driveway. We have 1,000-pound round bales covered, and then we have the grain is next to the corral area, enclosed in big garbage buckets, and it has straps across the top so nothing can get into them. And we have backup about six or 10 bales that's in the 4th unit of the pole building, but that's an unheated unit.
Do you pick up the hay and the feed, or
Yes.
is it delivered?
We pick up the hay, but the grain the renter gets for her horses.
Do you plan on changing the driveway any?
If we do, we would plan either blacktop or, what's that called? Whatever that's called, where it's the ground up gravel that packs down,
Either limestone or rotten granite?
something like that, yeah. But that's probably not for another year.
Do you provide parking for the trailers and the equipment?
Just her one-horse trailer is parked on the side of the pole barn, and she pulls into the regular driveway for the horses.
How far away is the nearest neighbor?
About a quarter of a mile, because there's no one across from us, and to the north of us, they only come up twice a year, and they have no problems with the horses. Then behind us is one family that lives down in Racine, and they're aware of the horses too. Conomowoc, and he's aware of the horses, and we called him before we put the line fence up to see if there was any issues. And then behind them is a full-time person living there, Brian. I don't know Brian's last name, and he hasn't said anything about him. We did make sure that we left 20 feet of trees in between the line fence at the bottom of the bluff where the horses are, so that he would have no problems with his deer hunting, because he has a field on the back of his lot and ours, and we left it so he would be okay for deer hunting.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Any other questions? Correspondence?
There's no correspondence and no one registered to speak.
Favor
On
or
this.
objecting?
Nope. No one registered.
Staff comments?
For the record, the committee has previously been furnished with a copy of the site plan and all the other pertinent data for this application that they are considering here tonight. When the committee visited the property, it was noted the entire property was very neat and orderly. There was adequate room for parking of both cars and equipment. Some hay was noted being stored outside under a tarp. There were no advertising signs, and all the animals that they saw appeared to be in good health. And that's it.
Is there anything else you'd like to?
No.
Okay. Close our portion of the hearing here, and we'll move to the first row down the hall on our right, and we'll make our decision in there. You can come in there with us. Same height. Make any difference?
So I'm just that short? Yeah. I'm usually not that short.
You're doing fine.
Not yours, right?
I'll call this meeting of the Waushara County Board of Adjustments to order. This meeting will be conducted in the same manner as the applications heard by the zoning committee. Anyone other than the applicant or representative wishing to speak at this hearing must have registered. Anyone who has not should do so immediately and submit the registration slip to myself or the secretary. The board has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Following the public hearing, the board will conduct its monthly meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this board has 30 days from the filing of tonight's decision to file an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the circuit court. Information is available from the county zoning office. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 30-day period. I'll introduce the rest of the board. To my left are John Benz, Larry Tim, George Wilson, and Jim Warwick. My name is Roger Wagner. Terry Palkstad, zoning administrator, is to my right. First variance to be considered tonight, Jeffrey and Lisa Postlethwaite, St. Charles, Illinois, have made an application for a variance in accordance with section 58-542, paragraph C, paragraph 2, and 58-823, paragraph C, paragraph 1 of the Waushara County Zoning Code to construct a 34 by 55 two-story single-family dwelling and a 24 by 30 patio with a 14-foot diameter gazebo and a 29 by 40 attached garage coming to within 10 feet of the easterly and westerly side lot lines, 15-foot setback required, on an existing non-conforming lot, non-conforming due to lot width at the ordinary high water mark in the RS-20 zone within the shoreland area. Location an approximate .31 acre parcel of land, being part of Lot 20 of Oak Ridge Plat, now known as Lot 1 of Certified Survey Map 2977, being part of the southwest one quarter, the northeast one quarter, Section 18, Town of Marion, Silver Lake, W 6838 South Silver Lake Road. The applicant present?
Hi, my
Would you
name is Larry Keller, the future builder for Jeff and Lisa.
Okay, Larry. Anything to add at this time? Otherwise, we've just got some general questions for the record.
Nothing other than the fact that this new home would be beneficial to the bordering properties, considering where the cottage sits. It's kind of kitty-wampus on the lot if you have that sitting in front of you. The one corner is about 1 foot off the lot line. It's not parallel to the lot lines, and it is approximately 39 feet wide, so the straightening of the paralleling the lot lines at 10 foot would actually give the bordering properties more room.
Okay. Has there been a recent survey out there that you know of, or we couldn't determine the stakes?
No, I guess if the variance goes through, we were going to have Mike Moe pull the lines of the property, but it is 55-foot wide lot, so with 10-foot side setbacks, we could get that footprint to fit in there.
Okay.
But we would be sure of the property lines.
And when you're doing that, you're gonna be sure that the road and all the lot lines are located?
We easily meet the setbacks from the water. It's been flagged, and the road setback.
Will there be any changes made to the driveway?
Yes, the driveway right now is shared with the bordering property. So they would put their own driveway coming from the road straight into the garage. I believe I have it on that.
And about how far off the side lot lines are the garage? Is that the same width as the house?
The garage would be 10 foot from the west property line and approximately 14 foot from the east property line.
Okay. Will there be enough room there so you have a turnaround so you're not backing out onto the road?
Yes.
And what will the finished height of the home be?
Finished height of the home would be approximately 24 feet to the peak of the roof.
And the planned home is on a full basement with 2 stories, is that correct?
Yes.
And no walkout basement to the lake?
Correct. No walkout.
And what's the finished grade of the home gonna be? Is that, I guess what I'm saying, are you gonna bring in a lot of fill that you're gonna set?
No, the lot is flat. The foundation would be approximately 8 inches out of the ground.
Okay, so not a lot different than what's there now?
No, just making it parallel to the lot lines and longer,
Okay,
narrower.
so finished grade's gonna be basically the same?
Yep.
It's always our concern that you're gonna bring in fill and raise it up and divert water onto the neighbors and that kind of thing, and
Well, I have one question for you. I have this one drawing that I hand drew on the lot. Did you talk about the patio in the beginning? I have a 20-foot patio drawn on there. Is that the dimension that you have?
24 by 30 patio is what,
And I think that's because your other drawing shows the gazebo's extending out further than.
Okay. But we will meet the setback, the lake setback, but that is still the patio. You said 24 feet?
24 by 30 is what,
34? Okay. Well, I have 34 foot wide by 20 foot,
Sketch shows 20 by 34, yeah.
20 by 34, yep. On the sketch. That would be approximate. We would meet the setback from the water, but that is still up in the air as far as the patio. It would meet the side setbacks, and it will fall short of the setback from the water.
okay.
So the patio is 20 by 34. Does that gazebo stick out further towards
Yeah,
the lake from the patio?
Yep. But it will meet the setback, the water setback.
Have you considered maybe a narrower building or any other considerations?
I've been struggling with the design of this, trying to make it look good. It's already 34. It's already narrow, 34 foot wide. It's hard to make a roof system not look like a barn if we go narrower.
Can you explain just what the actual hardship is here and why your situation is unique?
Well, again, it's beneficial to the side setbacks. Plus, it's given them a little more square footage for a growing family, a spot to move to this area and retire. He plans on retiring here with an attached garage. He has no storage space. When you live on a lake, you have to winterize whatever it is they have, boats, and no place to put them. So this way, that he would have the attached garage, the square footage he needs for his future retirement home and growing family.
What steps do you plan to take to protect the neighboring properties through construction and?
We're always conscious of the neighboring properties. Silt fence if needed. We have talked to the neighboring property owners already, and they're all for it. Other than just being conscious of what Mother Nature throws at us, and go from there. Whatever steps need to be taken.
Will erosion or stormwater runoff be a problem, and can you contain the spills that might run off the site, both during building and after?
I think very easily. It's a sandy soil and it's a flat lot. Should not be a problem.
And if an approval were granted, when do you start construction?
I was hoping to get the cottage dug out and a basement put in the ground before the ground freezes this fall, and build through the winter.
Okay. Any other committee questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Correspondence?
Yes, we do have correspondence. We have, that's the only one that's left. We have a email that came today to me concerning this application. It says, "I'm writing to you concerning the application for variance for construction of a new house at W 6838 South Silver Lake Road by the owners Jeff and Lisa Postlethwaite. I am a co-owner with Patrick and Mary Pat Hamilton of the house at W 6834, adjoining on the east side of W 6838. I have viewed the plans for the proposed house and have no objections to the house or placement on the lot, nor specifically its proximity to our shared lot line. Our only concern is that the board take into consideration the limited space of our lot, which is only approximately 40 feet wide at the 75-foot setback. Our existing non-conforming house is old and has structural issues that may require more work than is feasible under current or future restrictions. In the event that we or a future owner may need to construct a new house conforming to a legal lake setback, we would need a variance of the side setbacks to construct a 24-foot wide house with an 8-foot side setback on each side. We hope that such a proposal would be acceptable. We thank you for your consideration of our concerns, and that's sincerely Fred Mulsteff, Muhlstteff. Must have murdered that one. From Evanston, Illinois. And then we have two more letters received September 14th, and they're identical, so I'll just read one and then tell you all the names on them. And this is to the Waushara County Board of Adjustments in regards to Jeffrey and Lisa Postlethwaite variance application. Dear Waushara County Board of Adjustments, we are writing to notify the board that we are completely in favor of Jeffrey and Lisa Postlethwaite's application for a variance for building of a single-family dwelling as submitted and up for approval at the hearing to be held on September 16th, 2010. And this one's signed by William and Elaine Camerate, and the other one signed by Judith L. Pulls.
Their properties in relation to this one?
The Camerates are Foxtail Point Road, so they would be still on the lake, but a ways away, and Pulls is from W 6828 South Silver Lake Road. I think that's two houses to the east.
Okay, we have appear and speak for information only, Judy Pauls. Okay. Staff comments?
For the record, again, the board has previously been furnished with a copy of the site plan and all the other pertinent data for this application that they are considering tonight. And regarding all the variances, it's the applicant's duty, not the board. The applicant has to prove that the zoning code is unnecessarily burdensome, there are unique physical features or property limitations, and that an approval will not harm the public or the neighbors. As some background information, a variance was approved in 1993 to split this lot from the house and the lands to the east, making two non-conforming lots. The lot line stakes were not visible to the board when they visited the property, and the proposed home site was not clearly marked. The plans indicate that even though the home is quite long, it is narrower than the existing home, and it would meet the road and water setbacks, and would be further from the side lot lines than the existing cottage. There is an existing shed that must be removed. There is also an existing boathouse, patio, and in-ground stairs. The steep slope to the lake, it was noted, was well vegetated and stable, and the fire number is currently not very visible from the road, but that could probably be taken care of if the new driveway is installed. And that's it.
Okay, does the applicant have anything further to add?
Maybe just
Why don't you come forward then?
on that first letter, when they were talking about considering their maybe future possibilities of a 24-foot wide house. Right now, the way that house sits on the lot, the corner of it is 1 foot from their property line. So building this new house would parallel it and put it 10 foot, which would give them the adequate space they need.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. That closes the public hearing for the Board of Adjustments. We'll go right into our business meeting then, at which time we will vote on the application that was presented tonight. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call will show everyone present. Need an approval to the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve